When the ritual reached its final moment, Haewon bowed her head, and the silence that followed was not empty. It was complete. Mi-suk did not move for a long time. The world around her felt suspended, as though even breath had become optional. Seo-yeon's hand found Se-hee's again without thinking. This time, neither of them questioned it. Mi-suk slowly lifted her gaze toward the empty space in front of her, and for the first time in 29 years, she spoke without hesitation. Not to the temple, not to the ritual, not to fate,
but to memory. Han-jun. The name did not echo. It landed. Softly. Completely. Like something that had finally been allowed to return home. Se-hee froze slightly at the sound of it. Seo-yeon closed her eyes, as if absorbing the weight of a history she had never been given the chance to know. Mi-suk's voice trembled, but she did not stop. Han-jun, my son. The words carried no performance in them, no defense, no distortion, only truth. A breath broke inside her chest, long and uneven, as if her body had been waiting decades for permission to release it. I have carried you in silence for too long. Her voice cracked. I thought silence would protect what was left of us. A pause. But it did not. It never did. Tears finally came without resistance. Not controlled. Not hidden. Just real. I am sorry. The apology was not aimed at the past. It was aimed at everything that had grown from it. And in that moment, something inside the temple softened. Not visibly, not theatrically, but structurally. As if a weight long embedded in the architecture had finally been acknowledged. There was no celebration after that. Only movement. Necessary, immediate, grounded. Seo-hee was the first to act. Not because she was strongest, but because she no longer had anything to defend. She returned the falsified sourcing documents herself. Not anonymously, not strategically, openly, with full disclosure of her involvement in the sabotage that had once threatened her sister's name. The act was not redemption, it was accountability, the kind that cannot be negotiated or softened. Se-yeon watched the decision unfold from a distance, without interference. For once, there was no rivalry to interpret it through. Only consequence. Only clarity. The Choi family's influence did not fall dramatically. It unraveled. Quietly. Systematically. Paper trails surfaced that could no longer be contained. Financial inconsistencies exposed by the same truth Seo-hee had chosen to release collapsed the structure that had once protected them. There was no final confrontation, no grand defeat, just the slow removal of power that had never been as stable as it appeared. Seo-hee did not resist the outcome. She did not try to reclaim leverage. She simply stepped out of it, leaving behind wealth, status, and the version of herself that had once believed those things were survival. For the first time in her adult life, no one was directing her next move, and that absence did not feel like loss, it felt like air. Seo-yeon found Olajide in the quiet space between obligations. There was no dramatic explanation waiting to be delivered this time. She gave him everything. Not selectively, not cautiously. The sabotage, the family history, the loop. All of it. Unfiltered, uncontained. She did not ask him to believe her. She did not need to. Olajide listened without interruption. Not because he was being convinced, but because he was confirming something he had already begun to understand on his own. He had traced the cancelled agreement between their fathers long before this moment. A deal interrupted by pride, geography, and time. A connection severed not by absence of intent, but by inherited misunderstanding. Now, hearing the full truth, he did not look surprised, only certain. "Our families were never strangers," he said quietly. "They just arrived at the same place, too late to recognize it." Seo-yeon did not answer immediately, because for the first time, the story she had lived inside was no longer tightening around her. It was opening. Not towards certainty, but towards something far more fragile. Possibility. The morning after carries no urgency. No collapse. No dramatic resolution demanding attention. Only continuation. Taemin and Seo-yeon meet one last time in a space that no longer feels like a stage for unresolved expectations. There is no tension left between them. Only recognition of what has already changed. The months they shared do not vanish under the weight of what comes next. They remain, intact, but redefined. Something lived through, not possessed. Taemin speaks first, his voice steady. "I think I stayed longer than I was meant to." Seo-yeon does not correct him. She understands. Not everything is meant to continue simply because it was meaningful. Some connections exist to reveal direction, not destination. A pause passes between them that carries no discomfort, only completion. Taemin nods once, as if confirming something internal. "I'm stepping away." He does not elaborate immediately. Then he does. From all of it. The family structure, the expectations, the roles I was given before I knew I could refuse them. His words are not defiant. They are calm, decided. "I don't want to inherit a life anymore." A faint, almost imperceptible smile crosses Seo-yeon's face. Not sadness, not relief, but understanding. "You're not leaving anything behind," she says quietly. "You're just finally choosing yourself." Taemin exhales slowly, as if that framing makes the act lighter or real. They part without ceremony. No final gesture. No lingering glance meant to be interpreted later. Just two people stepping out of each other's narrative, without breaking what was genuine within it. CY Tresses does not reopen like a brand returning to market. It relaunches like something redefined at its foundation. Not restored, rewritten. Busan, a factory floor where workers move with clarity, not pressure. Materials are handled with traceability, each step documented, not for control, but for transparency.
Lagos, a processing facility where sourcing is no longer extraction, but collaboration. Local partners are not invisible inputs, but visible participants in the structure of production. Between them, Seo-yeon and Adeyemi exist not as executives separated by distance, but as co-authors of a system being rebuilt in real time. Their communication is no longer transactional. It is continuous, human. A video call opens between Busan and Lagos. There is no urgency in their exchange, only alignment. A shared understanding that the work they are doing is no longer about repairing reputation. It is about refusing repetition. The loom, once a symbol of inherited weight and hidden cost, becomes something else entirely. A structure that remembers differently. Not what was taken, but what can be made without taking. The temple is quieter now than it has ever been. Sehee returns alone. There is no audience, no witness, no expectation. She lights incense slowly, carefully, as if relearning the motion without performance attached to it. The smoke rises without interpretation.
Without meaning imposed upon it. She watches it anyway, not searching for answers, not trying to extract significance, just present. For a long time, she does nothing else. No apologies form on her lips. No rehearsed strength appears in her posture. Only stillness. And in that stillness, something unfamiliar begins to take shape. Not transformation, practice.
The temple is different in daylight. Not because it has changed, but because perception has. Seo-yeon walks beside Misuk up the same steps that once held repetition, grief, and unspoken history. Now they are only stone, nothing more. Misuk pauses at the altar. She lights one incense stick, then another. The first is placed carefully, intentional, for Han-jun. No longer hidden in silence, no longer carried alone. The second is placed beside it. No name attached, no purpose assigned, just gratitude. Not for what was lost, but for what remains. Seo-yeon watches without speaking. Her phone vibrates softly. A message appears. From Sehee. 3 words. I'm trying. No apology. No explanation. No closure. Just effort, still in motion.
Seo-yeon lowers her phone slowly. She looks toward the temple stairs. For the first time, they are only stairs.
No loop beneath them, no hidden weight, only structure, only passage. She exhales fully, without restraint, without fear of what comes next. The temple bell moves gently in the wind, not as signal, not as warning, just movement. It sways once, then again, then stills. No echo follows, no repetition returns. Only silence that does not demand interpretation. No reset occurs. No return is implied. Only ending.